If you've ever won a 400-meter dash in high school, you've dreamed of becoming an Olympian. Because the moment you get a taste of winning, you get hooked on it. And if you're really good, you become much less concerned with whatever the other runners are doing. And you're much more focused on what the clock has to say whenever you cross the line. But what really happens to the fastest boys 400-meter runners in high school? Because only one high school boy can run the fastest time in the nation. But high school is really just the start of any young sprinter's career. To make this list as the fastest quarter miler, you have to run the #1 recorded time in the nation, that is FAT, on either MileSplit or Athletic.net. So here is a breakdown of what actually happened to the fastest high school boys every single year for the past 10 years. Some names that you might recognize and others that you've likely forgotten. Cause it doesn't really matter how good you start as much as it does how you finish. But before we get into this list, I have to go over a few honorable mentions. The men who didn't make the cut as the fastest high school sprinters in the 400, but they made up for it the moment they got to college. Fred Kerley graduated high school in 2013 in the state of Texas, where he ran the 200-meter dash and was borderline first-team national elite when he did it. But he didn't seem to run the 400 all that seriously. But since that time, he has gone on to become a national champion in Division I in the 400-meter dash, and he is now a world champion, ironically, in the 100. He's actually one of only 3 men ever to break 10 seconds in the 100, 20 seconds in the 200, and 44 seconds in the 400. And one of the other men is also on this list. But Randolph Ross didn't make the cut either. He ran 46.67, but that wasn't the fastest time in the nation. But now he is the 3rd fastest man to ever run the 400 at the NCAA level, running 43.85 and becoming a national champion. And he's also an Olympic medalist in the 4x4 relay. Kahmari Montgomery graduated high school in the state of Illinois in 2015 as the 5th fastest high school runner. But he became an NCAA champion in the 400 at the University of Houston and ran a 2-second PR when he did from his high school times. And Arman graduated high school in 2012 in the state of Florida and didn't make the cut technically because he was the 4th fastest high school runner. But he went on to become a national champion in the 400 running for the Florida Gators. He also ran on the Olympic 4x4, but today he is already coaching at the junior college level and winning awards while he's doing it. But this list really gets started in 2022 with Justin Braun out of the state of Ohio. As the most recent addition to this list, he ran 45.65 when he was in high school. He also broke 10.5 in the 100 and 21 seconds in the 200, but he chose to attend USC to continue his career. As a freshman, he ran 45.99 indoors in the 400, which is almost like a PR, because indoor 400s are supposed to be slower than outdoor ones. But he barely missed qualifying for the NCAA championships as an individual, but already won a bronze medal running for USC's 4x4. But he's barely seen the track during the 2023 outdoor season, perhaps due to injury, and he didn't even run the 400, not even once when he did. But his indoor campaign makes it clear that great things are likely still to come for Justin Braun. In 2021, it was a senior, Terrence Muex, out of the state of Michigan, who ran the fastest time in the nation. He ran 46.13 at the outdoor national meet. So needless to say, he won the event. He chose to continue his career at Michigan State, but since that time, he is yet to run faster than his high school PRs. He made the NCAA East Regional as a freshman in the 400, which is still hard to do. But he seems to be regressing a little bit in his sophomore year, failing to make the final in either the 400 or the 200 in the Big Ten. The truth about Terrence is he only needs to regain his high school PR form in order to compete for medals in the Big Ten. So great things can still happen in his career at the college level. But Justin Robinson, out of the state of Missouri in both 2019 and 2020, made it clear that he is the fastest 400-meter runner in the nation. He ran 44.84 as a junior and 44.91 as a senior, which means that he is the second fastest quarter miler of all time for American high schools. He now runs for Arizona State in the Pac-12, beginning his career in 2022. He made the NCAA outdoor meet in the 400 as a freshman, one of only 3 freshmen to actually do it. And as a sophomore, he's already cranked it up a notch, winning the NCAA West Regional in the 400, which means he is already a legitimate medal threat for the national championship meet. In 2017 and 2018, we saw another dominant high school sprinter. Jamal Walton from Miami, Florida, was the fastest 400-meter runner in both seasons. He ran 44.99 as a junior and 45.42 as a senior, and then started his career at Texas A&M. He didn't run much at Texas A&M, but he was always fast when he did. And as a sophomore, running only for the indoor season, he finished second at the SEC Championships in the 400, which means he was a legitimate title threat for the entire NCAA. But after that, he transferred to the JUCO level, running for Western Texas College. We can only speculate about the reasons, but he didn't run well when he got there, running as slow as 3 seconds behind his high school PRs in the 400. Afterwards, he was listed on the Florida State University roster for track and field, which makes sense because he is a Florida native, but he never ran any races in a Florida uniform. And now, 5 years later, Jamal Walton has never run faster than his high school times in the 400, and we might have seen the last of him on the track. But the year 2016 was a special year because Tyrese Cooper, as a freshman, ran the fastest time in the entire nation. He ran 45.23 in the 400-meter dash, making him 1/10 of a second off of the world youth record. USA track and field fans believed that Tyrese Cooper was the future of American sprinting, but unfortunately, nothing went according to plan after that moment. Running out of Miami, Florida, he never ran faster than that 45.23 for the remainder of his high school career, and was actually offered a football scholarship to play at Florida State. In 2018, he was arrested, but those charges eventually got dropped, and he popped up on the collegiate track scene, running for Hines Community College in the JUCO level. By that time, he was a short sprinter and finished 4th and 6th in the JUCO national meet for the indoor 60 and the indoor 200. But that was the last time that he ever ran in college, and it's probably the last that we will ever see of Tyrese Cooper on the track, because he was arrested again in 2021 and is now serving out a 7-year prison sentence for his role in that crime. But in 2015, we got to witness the birth of a track and field sensation who doesn't need any introduction. Michael Norman was a junior in high school in the state of California who ran 45.19 to become the fastest quarter miler in the nation. But he was just getting warmed up. He continued his career at USC And now we know just how good Michael Norman actually is. He ran 44.88 as a freshman to finish 4th outdoors in the 400 in the NCAA. But by his sophomore year, he won the NCAA championship, indoors and outdoors in the 400, and ran 43.61 when he did it outdoors. That makes him the collegiate record holder, and he turned professional after that moment. Just like Fred Kerley, he is one of 3 men, Wade Van Niekerk is the other, to break the 10-second barrier, 20-second barrier, and 44-second barrier. And he's a world champion already in the 400-meter dash, with an Olympic medal in the relay to go with it. But Michael Norman is only 25 years old, which means the best might still be yet to come in his career. The year 2014 belongs to Devante Lacy, who ran 46.10 at his Texas State Championship meet to become the fastest quarter miler in the nation. And he continued his career at the junior college level, continuing to run in Texas for South Plains College. And he was a medal threat in the NJCAA, who as a sophomore won the outdoor 400 in 46.37, which is slower than his high school PR. But he mysteriously disappeared from the track scene immediately thereafter and hasn't been heard from since. And rounding out this list from 10 years ago in 2013 was Michael Cherry in the state of Virginia, who was the fastest sprinter in the nation in the 400. He ran 46.02 and then started his college career at Florida State. But he didn't waste any time running a new PR of 45.37 as a freshman. As a sophomore, he qualified for the NCAA championships, finishing 10th and 9th in the 400, both indoors and outdoors. But he transferred to LSU after that season, which seemed to work out well for him because he finished 3rd or 2nd at every single NCAA meet for his junior and senior years in the 400-meter dash. But he turned professional and lowered his PR in the 400 to 44.03. And he's also a relay body for USA Track and Field in the Olympics and the World Championships. His greatest individual accomplishment is likely a silver medal at the World Indoor Championships in the 400. But he is still running in 2023, so his resume is ongoing. Becoming the fastest 400-meter runner in high school is a great accomplishment, but all it really means is that you have great talent and great potential, which doesn't mean a whole lot if that potential is never realized. The honorable mentions who did not make this list are proof that high school success is not the end of your track career, but rather the beginning. And one thing is for certain, that America has no shortage of talent at the high school level in the 400-meter dash. I'm Coach Rob, and thank you so much for watching this video. And if you want to see more content like this, then please like and subscribe.